Hey guys, today I'll be talking about Modern Man in Search of a Soul by C.G. Jung. So let me first just tell you about a little about this guy, this psychologist. His name was Carl Gustav Jung, and he was a Swedish psychiatrist who founded analytical psychology, actually. And the key contributions of his work are basically the concepts of collective unconscious, archetypes, and psychological types. He emphasized individuation and dream analysis. So much work by C.G. Jung is about dream analysis, collective unconscious when you hear about C.G. Jung. Okay, so let me just go through the contents of the book. It starts with dream analysis in its practical application, problems of modern psychotherapy, aims of psychotherapy, a psychological theory of types, the stages of life, Freud and Jung, contrasts. So Freud and Jung knew each other. Freud is also a psychologist, a German psychologist, I think. Yes, I haven't read about him a lot, but I know about him. And then comes Archaic Man, psychology and literature, the basic postulates of analytical psychology, and the spiritual problem of modern man, psychotherapists, or the clergy. Yeah, I guess that is it for this book. Yes. So let me just tell you about some overview of the chapters of the book, what this book consists of. So let's start with dream analysis and its practical application. So basically in this chapter, the psychiatrist Jung delves into the practical aspects of dream analysis, actually, emphasizing its importance in understanding the unconscious mind. Okay, so he discusses how dreams can reveal hidden aspects of an individual's psyche and provide insights into their inner conflicts and unresolved issues in his or her real life. Jung introduces this method of interpreting dreams, focusing on the symbology of the dreams and the symbolic nature of dreams imagery. And he also says that the symbology in every person's dream it's almost similar, yes, and which he names as the collective unconscious. So, okay, collective unconscious, subconscious, I think. Yeah. So in the second chapter comes problems of modern psychotherapy. It comes with Jung addresses the idea, the challenges, and the dilemmas faced by modern psychotherapists in this chapter. He explores the complexities of the therapeutic relationship, the need for therapists to understand their own self first, their own unconscious, and then the importance of holistic approach to treatment. Jung critiques the over-reliance on rationalism in this chapter and science in psychotherapy, advocating for a more intuitive and empathetic method. So basically, long story short, in this chapter he says that do not rationalize everything. Yes, rationalize things at a certain point, but leave a little room for imagination, emotions, empathy, because sometimes when you rationalize a certain thing enough, you forget your moral grounds on that thing. What he basically says, what I actually understood by his work. Then comes the aims of psychotherapy. This chapter outlines the Jung's vision for the goals of psychotherapy. He emphasizes the process of individual person, where individuals strive to integrate various aspects of their personality to achieve wholeness. Jung discusses the importance of self-awareness in this chapter and the confrontation of the person needs to do with his unconscious mind so that he can control his present and eventually the future. Then comes psychology theory of types. I think you should read this one on yourself. I'm just gonna, give you overview of certain things, which I actually liked about the book. Comes the stages of life. It says Jung explores, C.G. Jung explores the psychology development of individuals throughout their lifespan. He outlines the various stages of life from childhood to old age and the psychology challenges and transformations that occur in this time span. Each stage he explains the challenges that comes with the mind, and then comes he emphasizes the importance of adapting to these changes and the potential for personal growth and self-realization of every stage of life. So basically he says understand your subconscious mind, unconscious mind, so that you can control your life. Then comes the Freud and Jung contrast. That Jung contrasts his theories with those of Sigmund Freud's. While acknowledging Freud's contribution to psychology, Jung critiques his focus on sexual desires and the reductionist approach to the psyche. Jung presents his own perspective to these sexual drives, to this psychology, which emphasizes the spiritual and symbolic dimensions of the unconscious. So basically, what I've understood, according to my research, you guys can tell about if I'm wrong or am I right, or you like the work. That Jung was a religious man. He read the Bible, so he was a Christian, a Catholic, I think, but he was on the spiritual side, the religious side. So Freud, on the other hand, I think he wasn't. So he didn't actually wanted to, he didn't actually accepted the theories of Freud on like the sexual drives. If you read about Freud, he didn't actually, accepted those theories. And let me just tell you some certain things, some words, some lines that he actually wrote. Let me see. So what he says, I'm just going to read some paras from the book. So no language exists that cannot be misused. It is hard to realize how badly we are fooled by the abuse of ideas. It even seems as if the unconscious had a way of strangling the physician in the coils of his own theory. This being the state of affairs, it is imperative that we should not pare down the meaning of a dream to fit some narrow doctrine. So, on his understanding, is that dreams are actually the universe, the world, your mind telling you that what needs to be done in your real life. Okay? And the medium is dreams. Dreams uses symbology to make. One thing he also says that in handling a dream or a fantasy, I make it a rule never go beyond the meaning which has an effect upon the patient. I merely strive in each case to make this meaning as conscious to him as possible, so that he can also become aware of its super personality connections. This is important. For when something quite universal happens to a man, he supposes it to be an experience peculiar to himself. Then his attitude is obviously wrong, that is too personal, and it tends to exclude him from human society. So he is very careful with his words when he's talking to his patient, because obviously when a doctor, a psychiatrist, is at a position, whatever he or she says to the patient will have an effect on the patient, right? So even if it's right or wrong, it will have an effect. So he's really particular with his words, and So one thing I also like about this psychiatrist, that he has a unique way of using words. So I haven't read more about this person, but I think I will be reading more about C.G. Jung. His book is one book that I want to buy. I don't have it right now. Is The Big Red Book. I've heard a lot about that book. It has some illustrations by the psychiatrist, and you know, his deeper understanding of his psychotherapy and all of that. So yeah, so Modern Man in Search of a Soul by C.G. Jung. And let me know what you guys think about the book, the video, and the more stuff. You can like tell me what more books, more stuff, more information that I can bring to the channel. And if I was wrong at some point understanding these words or anything, just leave in the comment below, so that just leave in the comment below, and I'll see you next time.